So, with the Palestinians bidding for statehood, Israel finds itself once again in the eye of the storm at the UN. Well, to gauge the mood within the country, we're joined now by Brom, an analyst with the Institute for National Security Studies. In terms of our response from Israel, what are the courses of action open to the country or to the Israeli government? What's their most likely option?
The one approach is that anyway, it is not going to make any real change whether the Palestinian bid will be successful or unsuccessful. So what we have to do is simply to lie low and not react too much. And there is the opposite approach that is concerned of different risks that may be embedded in the Palestinian bid. And some of those that believe that it is a real threat are also talking about the possibility of punishing the Palestinians for this step.
Punishing in what way?
Israel has many ways of punishing the Palestinians. For example, a great part of their budget that is based on taxes that are collected by Israel and transferred to the Palestinians.
Now, you've been involved in negotiations with the Palestinians. What will this move do for the prospects for restarting peace talks between the two sides?
Well, it depends on the language of the Palestinian bid. You know, if the Palestinian bid only include the request for recognition of a Palestinian state, then even Prime Minister Netanyahu is willing to have a Palestinian state. He declared that he supports the two-state solution. But the concern is that the Palestinian bid will detail what are the parameters of these states. For example, that it will be a state on the 1967 borders. And there is concern in Israel that that may interfere with the possibility of having effective negotiations with the Palestinians because the borders between the two states have to be negotiated.
This statehood move comes at a time of revolution across the Arab world. How would you assess Israel's response to the Arab Spring? Is it at a crossroads in terms of regional relations?
The Israeli response so far, in my opinion, is very passive. Namely, it is a kind of attitude, let's wait and see. And that's not the time to initiate anything or to do anything. I am afraid that it may be a missed opportunity, certainly when it concerns Arab states such as Egypt.
Okay, Mr. Brom, thank you for joining us. Thanks for your thoughts.
You are welcome.